Hello, 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 hello. Back again, back again with some good old six here. Let's just crack right into it. Usually I have to set up early before I get this going because that's the way it works, but today was pretty quick. Hope everyone's doing well. I know it's been a couple days since I streamed last. I have just been doing other stuff. I've had a lot of things going on in the background, so got most of that out of the way. That's why today we're doing a little bit later than I usually would for a day off. And we're going to be getting right back into our human city. I think last time we were organizing the last of our housing, which we kind of already had done, but we moved a lot of the housing over here. We made new neighborhoods. We've got this pottery here, producing tons of pottery. Look at all this material we've got. So there's some materials that we need to start seeing come in. I don't know what is going on with our clothes. What's going on here, boys? Should we... Do you need to get a hand? What's going on? Shouldn't be this problem here. But yeah, we've just been expanding our goods, our resources. Got cut stone, all kinds of good stuff, lots of rations. Potentially, maybe we even upgrade this building here. That way we can keep working on that. We've got lots of furniture. Looks like we got 66 free laborers. It's been a couple days since I played myself, so I have to kind of catch up. And I know it's a lot of these crazies, but I am trying to get 200 crazy people. I don't know if it's possible. So far they die before I can get 200 of them. But I imagine as I get more people, I'll get more of them over time. So hopefully we'll get 200. Once we do, we'll get the title, and then we'll just start getting an asylum. That way we don't have all these crazy people going around. So what do we need to do? Ideally, I think one thing we want to focus on doing is we've got a lot of wood coming in. Let's try to get some more furniture going here. They've got production rate of 172. We've got 73 being produced per day. Is it that we just probably need like 2 workers here to kind of offset that so that they start filling it up. Alrighty. And so far so good. We're doing so well that this is like one of those cities where the only thing I really want to start thinking about doing is potentially paper making, jewelry, machinery, and then another thing which was plate armor, but that's 30 knowledge, so it's kind of like a later game thing. I'm just taking my early sips here. We could technically... The thing is that we're not running into any kind of like production-based issues. So I guess we just go for this, because it's right here. We've got 500 wood coming in per day. We could probably use it. So let's check our foundation. Holy crap, stop farting in my ear. People live right here. What's the noise spread on that? It's pretty far. So we potentially might not want to have the paper maker in here. We might just leave that open. So we don't want to start packing too much stuff in areas. I think what we can do is have something like this here. This is going to store wood. Add 2 more. And then we're going to have it open up there. And we're going to build a nice big old paper maker here. Potentially to right here. Let's just make sure 6, let's take away That right there. I think we want to do something like this, probably. I'm surprised that actually worked. Okay, we could do it that way. Even better, though, we can bring it over further like this. There we go. Nice. So we can build the rest of our paper maker here. I'm very surprised that that's actually going to work for me right there, but I am not going to complain. Yes, if it lines up, it lines up. So we do that. And then well, we could do that for that one. So that's 64 paper makers. We still have actual space for more. So let's make another row like that. Wow. I fully expected that to fill it up. Or have like less, but it's also because this building's that. I think that I could potentially get a better number out of this one. Let's try that again. Because if we put this here like this, it'll be a little bit more organized for me visually. 54. $65 people. Yeah, this is pretty efficient use of my space. And then put the storage over here, kinda in the corner. Then we're gonna put this like so. Really? I can... Damn. It's very efficient. Okay. That works for me. So that's going to be the connection to a paper building. The only reason why I'm spending so much time is because I want to make this pretty decent for later. Because we're going to get to admin pretty soon. We're almost there. Let's set this to another warehouse. I probably should have just copied the other, but it's okay. We'll do the work. There we go. Then let's set this to wood. Actually kind of want to make like a main big door here. Alright. Actually, we'll save that for a pillar. I think that it costs knowledge to get the pillars, though. Nope, it's innovation. That's fine. Alright, so let's get some pillars in. Nice. So we've got all of these boys working over here. Set that to 50. Fill this up with paper. Alright. So we can potentially think about doing schooling. How many children do I have? 303 children. How much do you produce? Only 48. That's pathetic. I think I would need literally 300 production. I ain't doing any of that. Fuck out of here. Doing anything in this game is just a death sentence. Alright, that should be fine. I don't really care how organized it is, I just want the... That's Novaster. I don't own Novaster. Unless that's a region I have. Yeah, that's this guy. I'm not gonna help him. Why would I do that? Get out of here. Leave me alone. Alright. So we physically can't put any more people into the library here. And that's the end of the foundation for this area. But it keeps going over here, so... Okay. Let's check with the foundation view so I can actually see. Right, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give him a janitor over here. How does this happen? Oh. Now, why exactly did that occur? I see. That's easy, I can fix that. So instead, we'll just take it over like this. Alright. Give me more knowledge. Also, I want to shove the rest of my points into that, and then train those boys. Give me an army. We need a good army in case we do get attacked. Give them some lighting. Make these doors match up here. Give these guys some benches downtown here. They should all be training relatively quickly. Yeah, so these guys are already trained. Then I could give these guys all 5 spears. Nice. Put more points into baking. We're in that like mid-game quagmire now that I dislike. But it gives me good time to decorate. It's funny because no one ever asks me the questions now. They always ask me them like in the beginning. But it's fair because that's when most people are starting the series, and then they all fall off. Select few people stick it out. Those guys are dope. It's hard though. I imagine it's pretty hard to keep up with like 30 hours of fucking 6 gameplay footage. But there's definitely people who enjoy it. Man, this region's been collapsed for like fucking 6 years. Nice, so they're gonna get this library done. What's my babies capped? I think they're capped at 2,200. 2,400. Let's go for 3,000. What's the next points at? 3,000, okay. We can very easily get that. Whoa, there, Nelly. We do not have the leather for that. I'm trying to educate these boys now. Because we have the paper maker here. Should be able to... Holy crap. 43 knowledge. Should be able to get... what is it under here? School. There are potentially 300 children. So we're gonna build like downtown Fiend high school or middle school here. Where like everybody's like clustered. And you can't build them on the wall, of course not. Can you touch them? No, okay. So let's see what we can do here. That does seem to be enough for the size there. So we can do 2 benches. Skip 1. 2 benches. Perfect. A perfect building. And whatever we need to do to produce the amount of paper we need, I want to see potentially educated children. Sorry about that. Alright. Oh, we need to do that one too. Alright, so this is a great size building. So 96 babies can fit down there. I think I want to do 2 rows here. Let's see what we can do. And then we do 2 rows here. That's already 224. So we need at least 300 babies. I'm going to keep going one more because my goal is I'll probably take these ones back. And then, oh, we could do carpets. Carpets might be an easy way to do this. Let's decide how we're going to do it. 7 over. Alright. Try to see if we can't do it with the carpets method. We do have a lot of fabric. Man, I wish I had a copy tool in the fucking building. Is that literally only 1% each? Luckily, there's like strats that I've developed. This one I call just holding it and then moving your camera. And that seems to do pretty well. 67, yeah, I don't think we're gonna... So we can definitely fit these guys back here. As long as we're educating all of our babies, I'm happy. What? Come on, man. So we'll have like exit doors for the school here, kind of like this, and then this will be like the main entrance. Hell yeah. Education. They have got such high fulfillment rate that education shouldn't be a problem. No. No. You know what? Fuck it. We're not fixing that. We're just gonna do this. There's no way I'm working around that. Fuck you. And plus I know that street's a little longer anyway, so it's 8 now anyways. Wait, is it? Whatever. I don't care. I'm not fixing that. It's gonna be the one street where it's a different number. It's gonna piss me off in the long term, but I'm not gonna go back and try to edit this entire structure that I built, this fucking massive monolith to fucking education here. Idea being that every batch of humans that comes out is gonna be educated. Regardless. Hopefully. That's my plan. Alright, babies. Get this going. So it's only gonna take 625 on pretty much the paper and the fabric there. Some stone. Ooh, we're low on worker stuff. Love that. Good job. Locked yourself in there. Should have let him die in there. Truthfully. But I need the people. You're all trained, correct? So why are there people still training? Must be the last guys finishing up. Look at these guys. 100% melee training, pretty much. The elite Spartans of our corps. They'll basically be like the backline, like last guard, kind of punch somebody where I need them to punch. I have a strong feeling we're not going to keep up with the amount of... Holy crap. Do we go for university too? I mean, why the fuck not? This will give me a boost to my knowledge and innovation, which usually does something like that. And kind of boost it a little bit. And then we can build... We don't need the biggest university because hopefully our education will be covered by that. So why not build this here? Alright, so something like this. Oh, I guess I can't do it that far. So 7. So that's 21, 63, 84 potential people. Because this might be just a small one. Tell me I can't fit little shelves in here somewhere. Come on. Yes. 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 Yes! 84 it is. I only want to educate a small number of people anyways, because I only have 1,900 or so. So once they're all educated, I don't need a university. They'll be educated at school. We're not immigrating people, so we're not gonna need that in either. Yeah, we are getting more. So we need 65 innovation though to get there. I could take a lot of this back, because this is gonna go, watch, boom, it's gonna bring us back up a little bit. It gives us more over time. And what's this one over here? I forgot. Advanced library. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a lot more paper making, but luckily we have tons of wood coming in. This university done, brothers. So we need 80 knowledge to get that next one. Teen public schools are definitely not the place you want to be going. Like, this is like the end of the line for you as a kid. Like, your parents are very disappointed in you. You don't want to go here. You're gonna get jumped, beaten, bullied. All of the terrible things that could potentially happen to you as a child are gonna happen in this school. Even despite us having a very nice city. Children will be children. You know? Ooh. Oh, that's really fucking tough. Justice. For all. I want to do education. I've been striving for education. I want education. They want these, so I think we could take them in. Let's see what our reviews are. A sinful place. How about this? Stop coming to my fucking place then. I feel like Dundarians are chill. Yeah, these people are not gonna like my town. Get out of here. But humans, they'll like it. Matter of fact, I don't even want to have them. I just want to bring humans. Because we have nice labs and libraries and stuff. And eventually we're going to have big old administration buildings anyways. Speaking of which, probably have our admin somewhere in here. I love that they brought the furniture for this, but not this. Yes, sons of bitches. How old are these babies? Oh yeah, we're about to get a bunch. Hell yeah. Sometimes I'll say it, like, I get, like, nervous about playing the game, because sometimes I feel like I'm gonna get bored, and then the second I get back in, I'm like, heck yes. The numbers go up. The numbers. The amount of materials that I have rises. And then the dopamine spikes. It's an amazing feeling. Akin to euphoria. Playing 6. Sometimes, depending on how bad it can get. But it's interesting, even with the rating plus, but I kind of had a feeling that it wasn't going to do anything. It's just ridiculous anyways. I'm a human. How about this, you asshole? What, bro? What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? What? What are you talking about? You son of a bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? This is an upgraded library. These are upgraded labs, you fucking son of a bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Give me a good review, bro. What the hell? Fucking garbage asshole. I would physically beat them up and throw them in the stockade if I could find them. Speaking of which, I think we need that. Oh, yes. Look at this. We're going to go for another one. Next tier. So there's 20 tiers of that. And that boosts their overall innovation and knowledge rate. Which should bring us up a little bit higher again. So everyone is educated. It takes 25 days to educate. Never, ever, ever, ever do I want to see these freaks in my fucking city. Then we got 84 people educated. Are going to be educated at a time. So we can look at our occupation rate now. 0.1% of the population, they are getting education. 24 days is fast as hell, dude. They basically, by the end of a full year, are like graduating and fully educated. So this is gonna boost really fast, so we have to be ready for that drop to 1 here. I'm gonna set this to maybe 32, 28, something like that. We were at 25, so maybe 26. Damn, that's hard to get. That's damn hard to get. Saying that they're potentially 15 to 445. Yeah, there's only 15. We need a bigger civilization for that. Actually, you know what? Since this is like... Because I consider this the more important one compared to the other structure there. And we'll have some nice benches out front for them to sit in. Wait for their kids outside at school. Even though these people do not have children somehow. I don't understand it. I don't know what they do. Right? good. We might need some more physicians soon. Looks like we probably should use one over here. And up there. Determining where and how I want to expand this part of the city is tough because I need to finish this. And then I've only got a little bit of space left over here where we have to go up. So we'll have housing in here probably. And then I guess we put the hospital in here. Or, sorry, physician. It's pretty pathetic size. We'll do something more like this. As long as it's a little bit over 100, I'm happy. Alright, we'll do that. Can I get one more bed in here? No. Wait, I saw that there was an option. Oh, that's fine. We'll just do this. What's the education rate at? 1.7. First, we're gonna favor our humans. What are you, crazy? I don't even have to read that. We effectively built one of these pretty quickly. I'm willing to take another loss on population just to get that going. Do they use paper? No, it just takes days. That's fine. I don't know if I want to build the road through there, but I probably will. There's just good foundation right here. Could use that for something. Yeah. Work something else out. Alright, yeah, we can definitely fit little end caps here. That's much better. 500 people. Feels much better. Nobody's gonna get injured over here, so we don't really have to worry about getting anything like that going. If they are getting injured, there's something bad happening. Alright. Hi, Jorgen. The foundation can be bad depending on the material that I'm using for underneath. So, for example, like this here is a bad foundation, but there's really good foundation here, so it kind of offsets. And the same goes here. Technically, if you built here, it would be very bad, but you could build there, depending on what you're building. So the same goes here. It's about half and half. But you're right, it is bad. It's going to cost me more in maintenance. But I potentially can offset that by doing other things, by putting more materials into crafting and crafting more of those said materials. Like furniture, for example. Because eventually I'm going to run out of fucking space to start building things. It's a good question, though. Very good question. I saved the best, you know, foundation for buildings that take, you know, a couple different materials. Thanks for the follow. Very nice. Ben Economist. It's blue, purple on like a dark background. It's hard to read. Thank you, though. You're very kind of you. But everything in this game is kind of a trade-off anyways. Like this, for example. Education is gonna, you know, kind of piss off a little bit of the people. It's gonna lower my expectation, my fulfillment down. But then I'll also have smarter people. And therefore I'll have like more knowledge and innovation. And I also think that education gives them a boost to... Yeah, it gives them boost to a lot of jobs. Not bad. Pretty good stuff. Oh, thank you, Ben. It's very kind of you to say. I appreciate the sentiment there. That's very nice of you. I hope to continue to further entertain or educate or the mixture of the both, or you know, whatever it might be. But I'm glad that people can actually get further in the game and enjoy it. The invasions definitely got like a sub nerf. Like they were getting pretty heavy amounts of invasion constantly hitting. But since a couple updates ago, it's been pretty decent, not too bad. But like they're so low that you don't get raided, and the only real way to off-put that is by getting something like I did, which I don't think it shows here, but I have raid on hard ++, so that I'm supposed to get raided more frequently here. I think you can see it potentially in this. Should be under safety. Government. It's whatever it is, but all it does is offset the amount, so it's basically like all I can just go ahead and get the knowledge to reduce that offset, the deterrence, raid security, etc. And it's pretty easy, but I think that the main crucial component people ignore is that, you know, you build a small town or something, and, you know, in a small town, you're not going to have like 10 to 15 guys building spears. You might have like 2, you know, a guy and his lackey. And that's essentially what you need to start with. Like, you can build up like 1,000 spears pretty quickly. Arm your guys with 5 spears each. 200 guys with 5 spears each is going to be significantly better than the other way around. If that makes sense. If you had more guys with 1 spear each, they would do less damage. So, like, you do that, and then the raid deterrent is going to come from the army. I think it's under my environment here. So, if I cover over this, it's going to have a 77. I can't remember where to find the. Oh, yes, we finally got 200 crazy people. Fuck yes, finally. Can't remember where to find the exact, like, thing it tells you where you're basically getting potentially rated or why. But I never really pay attention to military. I usually just craft an army, and for the first 2 years or after whatever I get my first army, I get beat up, and then I just never see raiders again. So we have, I don't know, I went there. We have enough here to go to get asylum. It's gonna cost us 60 knowledge. Well, I think what we do is we just wait, because as they get educated, they will actually get higher. We'll get more knowledge over time. But crafting spears, I think fundamentally having more weapons is essential. If you don't have the 5 spears, you're doing less damage. You could craft warhammers, but my experience with warhammers is they're not going to do near as much damage. And the way I kind of equate this knowledge is, if I look at an army that I could recruit in the world here, like, let's check these guys. So, slow down a little. Actually, we can play at full speed. These guys, they have spears. You look at their price, they're 220,000. They're 73% melee. And then these guys, there's 90 of them, 20% melee training, and they cost about the same. So flanks particularly are worth their weight in denarii here, literally. So having a group of 90 guys, it's 20 less than that, is still going to be equivalent to the 73% melee training, which really doesn't make much of a difference. It's their weapons. So if you look at these guys, it's going to be kind of a similar situation where it's 120 guys, but because they have flanks, it's that value. But I think because they're humans, they're cheaper. It's depending on what the race is too. They all have like these different scenarios or settings, but like ideally you want to have spears until you can craft flanks, and then you use flanks. In between, maybe have some shields. But if you're getting raided by guys that are like significantly better than you, you have to have an outnumber on them. You have to like outnumber them by like 4 to 1 basically. And I usually try to go for 40%. If you're bug people, go for like 50 or 60% melee training. Or Crotonians. 40 to 50 is good. But it's tough. Thank you. That's kind of you to study my videos. I think I could summarize in a way to like what. So I had the same experience, right? It took me roughly 100+ hours to get into the region part of the game, like actually messing around with it. So I would build my entire city, like of 4,000 people to 10,000 on the map. And then I learned how that military aspect went. So I would build the military and defend myself, but I would never use them or attack people because I didn't understand how. But that helped me understand the physics, or not the physics, but the designs of a city in this game. So once I kind of understood that, that's what made it easier for me. It took like 150 hours, like you said, to 200 hours. Being in the Discord for the Public 6 Discord was really helpful, although it's not the same anymore. But honestly, the key like crucial component is think of your city as a small town developing into a medium-sized town, developing into a small city, like that kind of stuff. You can't really design or jump into the big stuff. I usually will have 2 bakers crafting up until like 300 people, or I'll maybe add another baker or 2. And the vast majority of what I work towards at the beginning is just ration making. Having huge amounts of rations and large sums of weapons with decent training is usually the key. But I don't know. I have a lot of different success in this game. Humans were giving me the hardest time, for sure, though. So I switched up stuff, and then Once you get nobles, if you have your nobles situated right, it's pretty easy. Speaking of which, we need better production rate on this fucking furniture, man. What the heck? What the damn hell? I don't want to go and try to make 110 more guys at a freaking carpenter right now, but I might have to. Or how much bear? Okay, we can take one of these guys off. We're gonna take him. We're gonna turn him into a furniture guy. So that's gonna create 91 furniture. Are you seriously not gonna boost past? Look at that maintenance. That's insane. I think that's the best way to play though, Ben, because a lot of players are encouraged by others to play, you know, to the meta of different characters, or if they don't play this specific way. I frequently see people say like Grid Enjoyer or whatever, and to learn 6 I had to build the grid shaped cities first, these styles, and enjoy, well, this wouldn't be that same, but enjoy that kind of shape, and then eventually work my way around other things. Well, there's your first problem. You shouldn't buy anything. It fundamentally is a flaw in your system if you're buying anything. You shouldn't be relying on purchases from the outside world for crafting or refining or any of that stuff. For the most part, you want to have your own production, even if you have to do the mine yourself with a race of people who doesn't like mining. Oh, I see what's happening. We just physically don't have the guys here crafting. But like, for example, like stone. Until I had my region for stone, I was mining it myself. I would never spend a dime on wood, stone, or anything. It's overpriced, and the game's economy system is trash. So the only way to get around it is kind of just build it yourself, do it yourself, kind of. And like I said, in the public Discord, a lot of players will decide for you that that's not how you should do it, that you should be importing and trying to micromanage your income. That's not typically the best way to do it. Having an export of an idea or whatever, a material, and then trying to make money do that. I have livestock, stone, not leather right now. Herbs was going. Cotton, gems, sometimes opiates, not really. Wood, and I had a lot of other stuff like spears being sold. I think all I'm using that for is to just keep the import of eggs and mushrooms and fucking grain. That's it. I'm not using it for anything else. And in the past, the one thing I did splurge a tiny bit on was furniture. And I think right now I might do that. I might splurge a little bit, because I'm tired of furniture issues here. But I don't know where I want to put this furniture guy. He's gonna be pulling furniture from here. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm talking about, Ben, is that change of the economy is going to cost you over time. Exactly. Because Jake didn't want to make the game quote-unquote easy, the way he did that was to just alter the rate at which things deteriorate value, and taxation, deflation, and tariffs, and all this stupid shit. I personally don't like it. I think it's kind of redundant. But what the fuck do I know? I'm just a dumbass streamer. I'm just kidding. Imagine, just get really cost up. Oh yeah, yeah, you could definitely import. I'm about to import some furniture just because like I'm sick of having zero furniture and I have $1 million. It's not gonna cost me very much. And I have it set to only buy over $1 million. So that way I don't have to spend anything. Get the fuck out of here, Starry Dreamer, you fucking son of a bitch. I don't need to yeah, fucking bots. See what I deal with on a daily basis? Fighting the robots for the greater good of humanity. Fucking give me an aneurysm over here with all these bot activities. But yeah, it's I always say start small. I start a small city, work your way around that. You know, enjoy the like have a main road district. And don't go crazy. You know, just get a stone mine and a wood cutter. And you could build the wood cutter on like fucking any alluvium. It could have literally like a 5x5 wood cutter with one guy there. It'd be much more efficient. I think that when it comes to the changing of the meta or whatever for 6, it is at its final state. I don't think that Jake is going to alter or reduce inflation or taxation or tariffs or any of that stuff. I think that he thinks that this is the epitome of what it should be. I would disagree. I think a lot of people in his community also disagree, but you really can't stop him. It is his design after all. But it just, that's kind of the way it's going to be. And that's kind of why I say to people, if you're going to play, you have to be ready to just not do the like importing and exporting. Like in other games, you can import, you know, one thing and export the other thing and maintain a value. Unless you're a specific race or you have an alternative material to help it. So like, let's say for example, if I had spears production, I want to sell spears or warhammers, which are a little bit, it's the same effect though. If you're selling spears, it's going to cost roughly half of what a warhammer takes, but it takes half the time to physically make a spear. So double the work, double the money. It's all based on the amount of work that the material goes through to be processed. So for example here, this building is, if I had just wood coming in and I was purchasing the stone, and I would potentially do all right with that trade-off. But if I was importing wood and stone to try to sell it to make money off the spears that I was making, I wouldn't make potentially any money at all. What do you mean though? Like, how's there no stone here? But there's like globally stone all over the fucking place. Fucking playing with me? Also think I need to turn off this wood guy here. But I don't know. It's 6 is in a state where I just personally play it to a degree at like my level, and then I just, when I get to like admin, I kind of just crash and burn and don't enjoy it anymore. Oh, it's only 78 paper per day? That's not too bad. Seriously? Only 78? That's fucking good, dude. So we're going to be educating potentially all of our human babies. It takes 100 days to educate them. So they're not going to leave school fully educated, but they'll leave it like portion of it, education. Now it's dropped down to 50. Well, let's get these guys a nice big old hauler here. Some paper goods. And then, yeah, it should be good. Oh, I see. It seems to be... Oh, no. That was scary. I thought I crashed. Oh, God. Oh, it looks like stream's still good. Well, it's probably not that you're doing something wrong. It might be that you have built something in a manner that isn't efficient or proper. So sometimes regions aren't the same size or fitting to the same region. So like, this region took a level 3 to just get to 1.3 thousand. This would be an unoptimal region, where some regions already are at that with 2, and other regions have surpassed even further than that, whereas there's like one that has like 2.4k. This guy, he's pretty big, and it's usually based off of the size. So like, my methodology is always the same, but you also have to keep in mind that I have loyalty boosters for my titles. So I have the bureaucrat, which gives me 2.92% boost to government points, and then I also have merciful, which gives me a loyalty boost, and Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, which gives me more government points. So these 3 things really help me with my growth overall. Yeah, it's usually the titles, because the titles help me. I don't have to use a stage. I don't have to use any of that. You might not have been in that stream, the last one, where I was like, just like goofing and gaffing on these towns. Like, I was really getting them going. Like, some of these towns really don't even need, like, I don't think he even needs, he does. But a lot of them I was just taking away as much as I possibly could, using different buildings from different regions to help offset their loyalty difference. So like, we have level 3 secret police, royal academies, workers headquarters, stuff like this, where when I was playing at your level, I was not touching any of that stuff, and I really didn't understand it. It took me until about 1,000, I think I'm at 1,500 hours in Songs of Six to get to that point. Oh yes, now we can get some people fixed up. All right, so the last thing we need to do is get a asylum, or not last thing, but the thing we need to do now. I mean, technically it's not a really good spot for it, so let's potentially go... Man, talk about shitty foundation. Holy fuck. So we'll have to build like the rest of our city over there. Some of it here. Oh, well. Can't really do anything else about this. We're gonna build this bad boy as long as we can. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh god, no. Do not massacre other races in this game if you value yourself in your future. They do not like it. They get very upset. I promise you, it's not worth it. Unless you're like Garthimian, you can offset it with hives. I don't mess with the second you do that, you're starting to dig into territory that not even the Fiend understands. I don't even think Jake himself understands it. Goddamn son of a bitch. Fucking Jake. But no, massacring your population often just results in a negative debuff, because look at the amount of people is determined by this green thing here. So if your race is the primary race, or the region's race is that primary race, so like for example, I think this one might be like, mixed Talapi and Cretonian primarily. So depending on how they feel about you, it will change, but it seems to actually not even matter. So base, it's 0.1. I think that's because of the distance. No, it's just their feeling towards me. But massacring them or persecuting or exiling them is just a bad idea. It's really not a good idea. But the ruling species thing does have a good effect. Playing as humans? You mean like in your region? You mean massacring them? I just never do it because I know that you have to think that currently the state of the way the dev or the dev team thinks is more on the side of like bad people don't get good things. So if you do bad things in Songs of Six, you get fucked up for it. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing, to be honest. See, you like many other players know a lot more about it than I do. My rule of thumb is if I don't understand it, I don't fucking touch it. I'll just stand very far away from it. So like I did massacre people before in a region and it set off like all of my other regions to be upset, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that. That seems bad. I think the one thing I gotta do here is this. I gotta downgrade you, I'm sorry. And hopefully they can fix this building. So it looks like dog shit. True. I mean, if it offsets the difference of people by just massacring them, you're 100% correct in that notion. I just personally am not very good with that kind of stuff, so I try to avoid it. Not like I have an aversion to it. I don't give a fuck. Fucking pixel characters. It's just that, like I said, when I did it, they were like, we're rebelling now, today. It's the revolution. And I'm like, oh, calm down there, Mithro. And then I had to fucking undo everything I did because otherwise they were gonna have fucking hissy fit and kill me. But you're right, there's a lot of that stuff, but it's an unintentional feature, it seems like. Because playing like a big fat pussy in this game seems to be what you're encouraged to do, and then if your neighbors do or try to do or push you around or whatever, you're just supposed to like accept it and get bullied. And if anything, if you call the police, they're gonna beat your family up. In real life. That's kind of how the AI works in Six. They can do and say whatever they feel, but if you act up in a certain way, oh buddy, you're in a world of fucking pain. Ah, see, exactly. They'll declare like a secret super world war against you because you were deciding to be mean to humans. Or whatever other race you're talking about. This building is going to be for specifically storing off more rations. Yes, it is, Tech Chris. This is Songs of Six. The Great Songs of Six. Multi-race is pretty fun, Ben. I liked it when I did my last multiracial city a couple months back. But the game crashed on me and then I lost all my progress. Or, not crashed, it like hard crashed or hard failed my save or whatever. So I was unable to play it. What the actual hell is going on here? I am getting actually mad that they're not... Isn't there supposed to be... Aren't you supposed to be a janitor, dude? I told you to be a janitor. You were a janitor. And you changed to something else. We have furniture. That is not an excuse. Do not tell me. No. Songs of Six is completely different tech. Songs of Six is more like, you know, a classic city builder. It has a lot of older city builder references that I never personally played, so I can't specifically label them off, but it has a lot of, you know, old school charm based on those kind of like city builders. It's more of like a Factorio game than it is related to RimWorld, because the sheer numbers of things that you're processing. So like, I'll slow it down and I'll kind of like show you what's happening if you're new. So people live in houses depending on where their job is. So, for example, these... Jesus Christ, sound like almost someone crashed from my house. These 14 people live here. There's this little black staircase. This is technically a basement. So, normally 10 people live here, but with the addition, they can go into a basement. Then you get a second floor as well. And each one of them is going to live close to their job, or as close as possible, which is typically one of many different industries. Yes, exactly. Like, this is essentially that factory must grow kind of simulator. So you start with a small little factory town, you know, producing like wood-based goods like furniture, for example. And you would have guys out here chopping down trees, which you can just do like this. You have like a little tool for it. And they'll chop down trees. You have to make sure they have their services, which is a hearth to keep them warm in the winter, a well to keep them cool in the summer, as well as clean. And later in the game, you eventually get fancier, more interesting services like this pool here, and stages, benches, which are made of furniture. So you use furniture to create new, unique buildings and structures and stuff. And eventually, you'll get to a point where you're producing your own people. So we have like a human nursery here. Oh yeah, there's mods. I personally don't like playing mod 6 because it's just not my style, but there's quite a lot of mods. Are you telling me that the reason that you don't have what you're needing is because there's no pots over here? Is that what's happening? Son of a bitch. But it's an interesting game. I think that it's definitely worth getting. It's a free demo on Steam, so you can just go get the free demo. Yeah, I wish there were more games like 6, Ben. It's similar to RimWorld, but the reason I don't call it specifically a RimWorld-like game is because RimWorld's more based on the individual characters' experiences with each other and their interactions with the universe and the environment, where 6 is essentially you are a despot or a global leader or something like that, and you're tasked with like ruling your city, like, and keeping them from killing each other and then falling apart. RimWorld's encouraging you to have like people with all kinds of weird diseases and cancer and stuff like that try to survive in this whatever world they live in, and then die and restart. Kind of similar thing like that, but thanks, Tekris. I'm glad that my thumbnail was interesting. That's the intent. And goodbye. 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 You can have 100 to 200 colonists in Factorio or in RimWorld. I did not know that. I have only ever gotten maybe 14. 20 people, it feels like, and then usually my area collapses. But I did have the habit of playing on Randy Random, so that was kind of my problem. Take our education, 13% education, boys. They are educated. The limit is your CPU. That's good to know. I have been playing RimWorld in my free time so that I can get good at it and then play it on stream so that people can see how talented and fucking fantastic I am at video gaming. No, just kidding. But I do have plans for it. I've been actually enjoying it a little bit. And I have all the fucking DLCs. I just never... I'm not smart enough sometimes. And I also get frustrated with the events and the way the systems work. Like, every other person has, like, a peg leg or a fucking carcinoma or some fucking internal hemorrhaging or fucking... Even just the scar stabs are annoying to me. It's like, how does every person in that game have something wrong with them? But I guess it's realistic. But then when the enemy comes, he's like 20-20 on melee and shooting with fucking 2 flames. And then, like, good at everything and not sick at all. Yeah, it's definitely... But RimWorld's not a game per se. It's the simulation of a game. It's not like you play, like, you know, and your skill determines really how the outcome goes. You can change it a lot based on how well you play, but I think that it's different. It's definitely a lot more of, like, if you played Randy Random, it's all random. If you're playing on the normal gameplay mode, you just know what's coming at you. It's like playing chess. I know you moved this particular piece here, so I'm going to counteract it with this particular move. Build a kill box. Kill box, that's all you need. So what is your major malfunction over here? Is it because I think there's no entrance over here? But I personally, like, it was a big like sadness for me that City Skylines 2 wasn't as good as it should have been. You know, I wanted to be able to play that more. Yeah, I can see what it is. It's definitely that. Or at least play in general, but I never got to. You know, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic is very good. But I'm a weird gamer. I play, like, too much of everything, and I think it's off-putting to some. Especially, particularly certain viewers who want to see me play one game and not the other 17 billion games I play. Like, Airborne and Foxhole is coming out on the 9th, I think it is. Like, 4 days, 5 days. And I'm going to play the ever-living fuck out of it. It's gonna be fun. Get these guys up here, because we want to start freeing people from their deranged lunacy. You have to understand that I operate under, like, fiend freak potential energy here, where it's like things that normally would devastate and corrupt or destroy a city. It seems like I'm cheating, but I promise I don't know how. This city just... My cities almost never collapse. So that's what used to frustrate me, is like why I would get absolutely hammered and die. 240 is not really that devastating to me, actually. I could, you know, drop the people from training, or I could close one of my universities, but really it's the 2 universities operating in the training facility, as well as a couple extra libraries and 276 people at the laboratory. But truthfully, the second these guys, they're so close, like, because I've been sitting at this number for a while. I have to be pretty close to, like, yeah, some of them are at 60 days, 50 days. So they're getting there. Like, as the babies get closer. Yeah, 60, 60, 60, 60s. So, like, in another 10, 15 days, I'm going to have a huge pop of fucking people coming here. Let's also upgrade these bad boys. But yeah, normally 244 negative odd jobbers would be a fucking serious problem. I just kind of ignore it and just wait for my babies. Because they are here. They're over here getting their education on. Our learning rate, our services up there, that's good. I don't know, theoretically though, if the babies will travel from the other half of the city to here. They're not really that far. Like, here, let's... This is a human wet nurse. I want to follow a child. Okay. He's just in this spot all day. I don't think I can... Like... Okay, we'll follow him. So, what are you gonna do all day? Hey, well, have a good night, Ben. Thanks for joining me. Good luck on your sleep schedule. I have that same conundrum. But it sometimes happens. You know. Come on, go to school. I think he gets too tired by the time he's almost to school. Yeah, he gets to school. He spends some time here. Studying. Right. And then he goes back home to his little stinky bed in the orphanage. Potentially. Yeah, you take care as well. As it goes for sleep, I tend to go to bed at like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. Oh, well, this would have been useful to have open here. So we're almost at 20% education right here. They're only getting to 75% though. They're not fully educating. So it'll only take them about a year to fully educate. So in about 20 years, we should have a potentially almost fully educated society. We need more tools. I'm not really interested in those, so I'm gonna wait. I need to try to find a good new service to upgrade here. Looks like they have good access to all of them except for stages. So throughout here is good, throughout there is good. We only have the 2 stages. They also don't have full workers, so that's part of it. We'll wait because we want to get our population back on track here. Okay, so having a shrine and a temple allows for a 0.1 boost. Oh, 0.5 boost to university, though. Okay. So does that mean they're educating faster, potentially? That's pretty good. That's exceptional. Damn. Damn, son. How'd you find that? Built the superior society on sticks and stones over here. No, my boy, my lady. She fucking died. But you can see as time progresses, we are actively getting more knowledge. I think we go for this, and then what we do is we get the road that they like, because pretty sure humans love this road, and their favorite is this, but they obviously can't have that, because it's actually a 10% durability compared to this 80%, but I thought it would slow them down. It technically doesn't slow them down anymore. I think it used to. So we'll build this. It's going to cost a lot, but we'll get this going through the center of town. Because technically, I believe they move faster by 10% on this stone. We do stuff like that too. Quickly give them houses they like. Where's my mason here? Alright, so that's good. We could take this back. What is the current rate? It is 127. Let's drop this down. Shouldn't it technically lower as well? Okay, there we go. It's not so bad, 4. But I'd rather store it off put from here anyways. Because how much can we store here? 35,000. That's pretty good. I think one thing that has to happen here is the removal of our wall. Tear the walls down. The reason for this is that they're really kind of in the way, and they're never going to provide me anything of value. Right, fix that problem now. This fella can get fixed up a little bit too. Alright. Should be good. Place the roads. And my reasoning being is that these guys gotta go. Get back all those workers. Right, let's fix their zones for them. I feel like we're gonna make something here. It's a pretty good spot for it. I just don't know what yet. And then the same, we've got good foundation down here. Soil's god awful throughout here. Where's our baker? They're gonna be doing that same thing I didn't want them doing before. So let's give them a culvert. I don't know if this will work like this. Let's try. So culvert into there. Or actually, yeah, I can't connect over. So let's do that. Because I don't think they can run through. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, you can. Culverts run through. Not too bad. I love that they always do the other side that you don't want them to do first. That's great. Alright. So we're doing good there. This region, does it have good foundation? It does over here. We're gonna have to move this fucker another time, but that's fine. We'll probably just put another one of these here. I like that. Yeah, perfect. The reason I'm not worried about road space here is because this is off-put from the main area. Trying to find a good spot for these wells. Oh, I thought I had done this road. Nope, I have to do this road. Do I have a guy on grain farms? I feel like this guy's a little unnecessary. Yeah, we'll do that. This land is all trash. Is there any good land throughout here? This area here. I'm gonna start just putting grain farms down wherever. I know there's clay there. I'm not gonna take advantage of that yet. Only 2%. We're gonna have to change this all here. Again. Because right here there's good foundation. Or, not good foundation, so we want to put most of our stuff here. We can also put a food stall in here. Well, that's pretty close, but we'll just do this like that. Then let's kind of design a new housing system here. I had to stop my damn cat from stealing food. Bastard. I don't even know if I really want that to be like this. Whatever. It's too late now. Actually, I take it back. He distracted me. I'm gonna blame it on my cat. Because the way I'm thinking is... we have a well here. Or rather, we'll put the hearth in the middle. So we'll have this go down like this. Yeah, that's a little better. Alright, that's 12. Something like that. When did I just get there? Nice. Alright, so we could take these guys out. Kind of reorganize this area here. Ready? I feel like we can dismantle these guys as well. Get back our workers. And this area too. We have 73 deranged people left. Which means pretty soon we're not going to need to worry about deranged people in general. So what we'll do is we'll make a asylum. Fuck, I don't think it can fit with this shape because the cells are... It's not a lot. Maybe we just do one more row like that and then flip it. So that's 8. It's going to take significantly longer. But that way we can get this going here. Like this. Actually. We'll do something like this, I think. So I can put these cells... Damn it. Should be able to, yes. Okay. Oh, it does need that. Alright, so that works there. Okay, I think the best way to do it is like this. We'll have this little wall here like that. Then we have our cells. What does that... Whatever. Fourteen's better than 8. Alright. Get that going. Right, do that there. And then once we organize this half of the town, matter of fact, we can just get rid of them all. Fuck them. Free those maniacs back into the world. And we've got all that space back to do stuff with. What's our education rate at? 25%. We are educating. We're becoming knowledgeable. And it looks like we finally caught up with our production rate for, or our main road there. So these guys should be flying down this road. Do something like that. Fill this gap in. Oops. There we go. Then we also want to give them some bench access. Nice. Doing pretty good. Let's take a peek at our services. We still need that second stage, and now that we have some spare people, we may as well add the stage down here where we just built all this stuff. What a perfect spot for it. Hopefully the noise doesn't reach too far into it. Not really. Alright. So, through the center here is the best foundation. And 8 over is where I want to start. I just don't know what I want to build, because I know I need more tools. I think I start in the corner here. With a warehouse. Alright, that's 8. So we can get rid of the foundation view. So 7 by 15. This is going to be for the new smithy. And then we'll craft the smithy building. It doesn't need to be too big, because truthfully he's not going to ever be making that many tools. Alright. Perfect. So that's 24 more tool makers. That crafting. We also probably need more smelters. So what we can do is do refining, metal smelter. 15 by 15. Should be good. to find a good spot for this. Definitely can fit the auxiliary furnace, the bigger one here. There we go. Now the question is, can I fit a storage building in here? Technically, yes. Not a very efficient, there we go. Much better. So we'll have that open to these guys there. They can go through there as well. So we'll set this to a couple ore, a couple coal, all metal. Gonna be a lot more buildings on here, so we're just gonna do this for the warehouse. Alright. Good to go. Surprised our paper's actually keeping up with all our shit here. Cheaper as in like $1 cheaper, probably. 1 denarii. Smoke time. I think we're gonna put in another carpenter down below this one here. Although actually maybe it'd be better to use the metal that we're making here. Alright. Get a weaver in here. Get a tailor. Alright. So that should be good. This is gonna be for clothes. Get them through. That's why I wanted this space back, because I was like, this is all just farmland, but we could build like so much more industry here. So hopefully, let's set our cotton sales to a different number here. Yeah, they should not be trying to sell that. It looks like they are, actually. He only should be selling over a certain amount there. Whatever. You do whatever you want, buddy. I don't care. Insufficient coal. We're not getting enough. Oh, okay. So one of our regions has to decide what to do about that. You have very, very, very good coal, so we can drop some of this clay, get you a little bit more coal. Now that should bring us far past what we need. We'll do the same with the clay again. We'll do one of these. Alright. And we should be good, yep. We're not using any of it for the labs, so it's not essential. Alright, so we can dismantle this and then get another one of these. What we'll do is build the road through here and then connect it up like so. So the idea is I want them to be copying like this, and then we're gonna do that. How come this isn't getting grain? Where's my grain buildings? Right here. You guys shouldn't be grabbing grain. These guys should be grabbing grain. Nice. So let's change that over to this. Kind of want to start like a methodology of how I build these. So probably do every other road we'll get a torch, and then we'll do something like this every other side of the road. We'll get a tree. Oops. Alright. So that should boost. Holy shit balls. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of fucking fabric that we were using right there. So we'll probably do a 3-day curfew. Actually 2 is fine. We'll do a 2-day curfew. I think my rule of thumb should be every 1,000 population you want to do an extra day. So 1,000 a day, 2,000 2 days, 3,000 3 days, etc. Till like you get to 7. I think you probably be fine after 4 days at 7,000 of curfew. I'm talking about that good old curfew. We're managing to keep the health pretty far down there. Curfew it again. That's the crucial part. It's the double curfew. You gotta do 2 days at least. Still in the city. Hell, you know what? I'll do 3rd day just because. I don't need them to do anything. Actually, now we do. We'll keep them. We'll risk it. Let's see what our education's at. 34%. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. The knowledge is through the roof. We could get the upgraded bakery, which I think would be a pretty smart idea here. Let's get that. So we can get... Holy fuck. How much are we making now? Nice. I gotta get a way to get grain to these guys here. Do we even have a grain guy still? No, we don't. We've got this grain farm, and this grain farm. Let's see, can we put another couple grain farms in? I'm okay with actually putting them in next to the bakeries. Plummeted. It's plummeted. But the problem is we don't have like a ton of space. I think we do a bakery or a grain farm here, and then we do another grain farm right here. Just utilizing our free space available. There's a high chance that I make decorations there. And this might seem redundant, but I'm also doing it for like the visual appeal of having farms everywhere. And just being able to grab grain from over there. Because like there's nothing that says I can't put a nice big old farm through here. But I guess we put lights on the other side of the road. Yeah, that's fine. That should be good there. Oh, big ol' accident happened there. Smelter revolution would probably be good. So let's get that going. Smelt it. Smelt that fucker. Let's get that. What's causing me? I need 233 workers. Before I was fine. Do I need more after getting the boost? Things that cost innovation I'm fine with right now. I don't mind. I don't care about gem farms. How much would I need? I think you need like 500 billion. Oh, 70 workers. That's not bad. I can get that fairly easily. Because ideally, we want to find a spot that has like bare minimum ground. Like this. Yeah, like over here would be the perfect spot. So, kind of start right here. Build this going all the way across. Matter of fact, fuck it, we'll go like all the way down. 20 workers. And that's close enough that we can get some good use out of it. Unavailable ore. Oh, well, upon getting a higher capacity for our smelter, we also now face the challenge of keeping up with the ore. Oh god. Well, this region doesn't really matter. It's all shit regions anyways. I'll do that. That should be good. Yeah, perfect. Oh, you know what we need to do too? Upgrade these bad boys. Could have sworn this guy was an upgrade of. Oh, it's the stage. Okay. So we're doing good. The internal storage is full. Well, now we're making decent enough furniture for me to upgrade this and feel okay about it. I want more troops. We're outgrowing ourselves here. this building should help with that problem. Basically just need to let the babies hit the population. They should be pretty close for another big wave. Yep. Nice. We might need to think about a potentially new nursery. And have 1,000 children being made. 1,000 children. Because it takes fucking 80 days for them. Which is a long ass time. So a lot of these are kind of over the top right now, but there's a reason. We want to go for this farming tools here. That's level 3, and then specialized farming tools. We'd need 310 guys working on the grain farms. Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. I think the best way to do it right now is free up 80 people. Then I'm gonna also set this guy, limit him to 65 right now. Get back some of our free people. Alright. The biggest challenge right now is that the bakers are not kept up with the amount of grain they need. Who'd have thought that our actual farms were doing the trick? Well, these two are good. I think these two are kind of redundant. So let's get rid of them. That's fine. That one's fine. As long as they're a little bit larger. This one... It's 135 for 2 guys. It's not bad, but... It's kind of redundant too. That's fine. As long as they're above 5 guys, I'm okay with it. And then what we could do is add another, you know, we'll just copy it over. Like this. There's decent foundation over here, so we might eventually take it away, but we need this to go. Because this does not feel good. The grain stores have run dry. What do we do? I need them to like stop delivering here. Like hopefully if I turn it off, they'll stop delivering my grains there. Because we've got a lot of deliveries coming in of grain. And those deliveries should be hitting like here. Oh, I meant to not Scroll out so much there. I saw a guy with like a large trail of materials. It's probably these three guys. Like this guy. Is he bringing it here? He shouldn't. I hope not. Do something like that for now. We need to make that local grain. This will also help a little bit with what's going on. Actually, you know, move that over. What the hell just happened there? It's kind of creepy. Thank you. Thank you, yes please. Yeah, it feels like I'm struggling though. I feel like I'm doing poorly. I'm gonna try to do upgrade. I don't understand where all those opiates just like clogged my thing from, and then we're also like we were running low on herbs somehow. Seems like something happened there. Right now we're just stuck kind of waiting for our babies to be born. We've got them being educated here. Oops, right here. 38%. So they're producing a heck of a lot of stuff for a bunch of humans. For a bunch of stinking dang humans, they're doing pretty good. No, I'm not conquering nobody. I'm gonna just wait for these guys to get their asses broken apart by their own stupidity and then capture them when they're dead. I could try it, but currently where I'm at, I can't produce enough food. I need to get back my grain farms. I had taken them away thinking that for some reason my imports and my taxes would deliver to the buildings near the fucking bakers, but they instead decided to fill these guys up instead, which is frustrating. I'm hoping that they stop. I'm actually gonna do this here so that hopefully all that grain gets stored elsewhere, because I have a lot of grain, it's just not in these buildings specifically next to the bakers. And then I need to get my rations and stuff up. But once I hit 3K, I'll probably upgrade some regions and do some stuff because I'm close to the organization for knowledge, and as my people get educated, we get higher and higher. I can't get no higher. They're too high. The smoke is too high. They're smoking their fucking knowledge away over here. Where are they? Right here. Duncan. Look at these guys. Maximus Payne. Definitely a learning man. Slow it down so that's not like flying around in the background. Properties. Study. He has to do services, shopping. He is 49% educated. He is smarter than the vast majority of the populace on the earth. For sure. That's a smart man. I wonder what it is they know. Just how to do their jobs, I guess. Yeah, I want them to deliver there. Still, they're not doing it. At least this is cleared out. So they are collecting it all from the fields before the end of winter. Or the end of winter, I should say. And then we could probably boost our rations once we get to like 2K. Primarily I want to see these stored up. We even have 2 carry capacity. Are there any regions? I need to like capture somebody or do something here. I think I have to do, I might have to do the like rush tactic. We are very close. How many houses do I have? 3,000. Alright, we go for it. Oh god. So that's gonna put us close to 3,000 to get the next noble boost. And the knowledge. So now we have all those extra people. I want to create these guys. Make a new group. Get these guys training. Get the university in. Also, maybe some more grain farms. Ah, fuck, it's all good down there. And then, like, obviously the spots it's not good, it's just desert. You know what I think I have to do? Don't I have an import depot? Bruh. Spend all of our money on this stuff. What are you doing? I'd rather spend money on this crap. Actually, that's a little exorbitant. What we will do though is we're gonna build this size grain building on each baker so that they maintain bread, optimal bread. Maybe this guy gets a little bit more, he's a little bigger. And then this one, same. All right. So what we'll do is we'll upgrade them, add back a couple workers to each, and then make sure that each of the new buildings we get are set to grain. We have 208 spare people. Let's get another couple hundred here. We're about to hit 3,000. Very close. Let's check our fulfillment rate. Probably catching up to us here. But we do have plenty of things we can do there. I think one thing we want to probably do... Oh, we don't have enough stone coming in. Right, get that. Yeah, like I'll spend all my damn money on this. I need these bakers working. Oh god. Overpopulation. Alright, so now we go for organization. We take our second governor here, we give him most, if not all, of our promotions. All of the promotions. Alright, so we go and we take one of our better regions, this guy, and we try to grow him. The best part about this region is it doesn't really need much to grow him. The same here. Drop this down. Plop that up there. Drop the tax rate. So we'll try to get those two regions going, and then this one would be more worthwhile. So we'll drop that down, put that up there. On the home front, we're gonna need a lot more jobs. So let's check and make sure all these jobs are full. Which is good. How much are we making? 21 extra. I don't want to shove everybody in ration making. I think bread, bakery's probably the best option here. And then of course more people at the paper maker, that makes sense. And I think the next smartest idea would be to make another lab or something here and just bring him over. Yeah. So now we don't have to worry. We don't care if we drop below 3,000, truthfully. So we can drop these down. So 4,666 is pretty crazy. Alright, let's get that going. Okay, good. Get these regions popping, exploding. It's kind of why I like children as well in this game, because they kind of inflate you to a point where you don't feel like you're... Like, obviously, I only have 2,800 instead of the 3,000 I needed. Leno's gonna get there pretty easily, I think. And then we need 50 more knowledge for what we have there going on. So why don't we build another laboratory, or a library, I should say. Administration, library. Get this going right, like this. Dang it. Alright, so now we just have to put the rugs in here. Pretty easy to do. Ah, come on. It's always like that. I will literally just do 2 little nubbins. There we go. Fuck you. Open that up. So now we have all these people here. We can just do that and switch it out. Check the region. Rosalana's still going. You're still doing your thing. I'm gonna drop this just to make sure that they're a little bit happier. Because I need 4,800 to get to that. Okay. Well. Solution. Take this away. Take that away. Take this away. Upgrade that. We could get that over there. Probably should think about getting some of these houses upgraded too. Oh, they already are, so that's good. Now you're good to go. Get you to next city size. So this region was producing herbs. Some of that. I believe we got a level 4 here. Everything else from there is good. So let's set that and then save a little bit of money. Set that like this. Push this all the way up. Alright. So that region's good. Rosalina, I'm gonna drop you down. Get this next tier. Nope. Do this instead. Alright, nice. Almost there. Right, so you got a little bit more money so we can do some more stuff with Yervapor here. I actually need to check what do we got. So stone is good. Wood is good. Clay is obviously good. Coal is bad. And ore. So let's get that back from Yervapor. So we'll take 2 of that, 3 of that. And we'll do 1 extra for grain, because you can't ever have enough grain. We'll get a road. It's interesting, their tax rate was changing there. Wonder why. See, it's going, it's like fluctuating. Alright, so we should be able to get that 50 skilled workforce. And then, what's the other region? You're leveling up. Rosalina's leveling up. Windstar. Oh, you have a level 10 opiate farm. That explains what your points are spent on. So now we have this. We can go to Rosalina. No, it was Yervapor. We drop this. We'll drop one of these. Get that. And that is going to help all of my other regions substantially, from my understanding. Potentially. Gives them some stuff. Enough for our tax office space. I guess that's fine though. Just making sure, because we got these extra points from that. Let's get that, and then he's almost there. On Vernon, it's kind of a trash region. I don't really care about this one. But he is producing me eggs and mushrooms, so I guess that's fair. This guy's about to level up. How much do you need? You're right there. So we'll put this. It's fine. All right. And the best part is we don't really have a population issue. We have a good food balance, so we can actually add a couple guys to each of these buildings. And potentially add some stuff from here. We've got good grains, so I guess what we want to do is potentially process it faster. So let's chuck a bunch of innovation into that. And I mean, there's really nothing else I can put it in, so I just kind of save the rest. Sarkay, that's a good question. The best tip I can advise is that you want to have a large portion of your population on a food source that they're good at. If you're Dundarians, it's going to be a little more challenging. But like for humans, for example, I have them farming a decent amount of grain, but I'm not primarily focused on it because I have my regions exporting that to me. It's really a game of trying to get a region under your control and then manipulating that region to send you things like, for example, gems or whatever, food, grain. As truthfully as you get to a higher population, it is almost impossible to transport the numbers. Like, I need 2,100 grain per day. This building can only store 4,800. So if this was emptied out by the end of the day and the next day it couldn't get filled back up, theoretically there'll be a shortcoming. But because of my high income, or rather kind of middling income now because I spent all my millions, I'm able to to import grain for pretty average price, I'd say, not the worst price ever. And then I export like huge numbers of everything else, like gems and clay and so forth. But it is definitely a tough issue. Right now you can see what's actually holding me up is that there's simply too much bread stored up. So they're not able to do anything about that. So let's finish this guy up, and we'll give this fella a bunch of workers as well, because theoretically they should go and grab some of that bread. We'll set this down here and set this up to bread. But food is a very, very challenging issue, and you have to spend a lot of time and effort on it, especially like labor. I think justice is probably the best choice to go for now, and then we go for services based off of yeah, I guess that we'll do that. We'll do fine dining, whatever, fuck it. Well, it could be that you have a priority on meat, but if you have farms and hunters, that means you're producing foods that rot or deteriorate in a rapid succession. So your problem is that you can't produce enough to store any away, and that causes a little bit of a problem. You have to unfortunately invest a big portion of your early game resources into ration making. So whatever it takes, you have to be producing, whether it's 5 to 10 rations per day, around 20 to 50 population. You want to start storing up and have like 30 days of food and rations instead of so they don't eat them. And then they prioritize eating the food that they like, but they'll have the other thing accessible to them as well. What did I get? Oh, yes, law. But that is what I believe is your problem, or what's challenging you right now. So if you were to try to adjust that, that might alter it and make it easier on you. But I don't know for certain. We'll build the actual court first. I really don't know how many people need to spectate the court proceedings, but we will put a large amount, or as many as we possibly can. So 30 spectators can view the court proceedings, and then we're gonna build a dungeon here. We're not really gonna have a lot of people being stored here, hopefully. Alright, and then I kind of want to put a janitor in here, like so. Might be able to fit, yeah. No. No. It's annoying. Whatever. So we'll set that like this. And then I want to have, surprisingly enough, we're going to have a warehouse with random supplies. Everything they need. But I always advise people, like I said, to go straight for rations. Like, you should invest a huge amount of energy into getting that going. And you'll see just how easy the game gets once you start storing away huge amounts of rations. Unfortunately, that's the only way. And if you're doing like fruit and meat, I would do it out of meat. Or even better, maybe have a grain farm, bake bread, and then turn specifically that bread with no herbs into rations. It can be a little more costly, but it can work out, and then you just have your people not eat the bread. There's a few ways, but ideally you want to have at least a good early game, I think I've already covered mine, herb like deposit, so that you can harvest wild herbs. And you should accumulate pretty decent numbers over time. Oh shit, I forgot to check my regions. Rosalina, what's going on, man? What happened? You're supposed to grow. This one definitely can. So let's drop this down here. I'll drop these before I do the other there, and then yeah, okay, good. So hopefully we pass. It's 4,800, I believe. I cannot for the life of me remember what I had established here before, but I think it was opiates. Something along those lines. Oh, it was gems. Makes sense. Okay, so what we can do is this region will never hit, wait, 8.4 thousand. What's the max you need? 200 there, and then what do you need to get? Population 9,200. I could get a metropolis. I could get a metropolis. I mean, I should get walls. I mean, it's really easy to get them, and then I'll get the barracks too. Fuck it. And then get magma gems. We'll have some cotton come from here, a little bit of that, and you know, maybe some stone. Not very good coming from here, but sure. I feel like the stone is unnecessary right now. I could just get the money. Like, that's good money. Right? And then, what do we got coming in? We got 200 per day. So we could equip army of 100. That's fucking piss poor. I'm not quite sure I have it in me. I don't know if I ever have it to... How do you set the food priorities? You can't set food priorities, but you can right click on the access here, or right click on the thing, and you'll see that you can check off what you want them to eat or what you don't want them to eat, if that's what you're asking. But I don't know if I can physically possibly get the amount of rations necessary to keep up with global demands. I have to try though, so let's go for military supply depot here. Three, four. Set that there, and then we'll probably do 2 of them so they can get. We'll have tools and weapons and stuff on the other side, and then just rations from here so that they specifically are grabbing rations. I need them to be doing that. I mean, the money that I'm getting from this freaking region is absurd. I get back my gems. That's pretty good. And then we have 72 knowledge. We need 200 total knowledge to get Metropolis, which I honestly think is not worthwhile on that region. But Roslana's almost there. I think Windstar was the next one I was trying to grow. Oh, it costs 350,000 denarii. Jesus. That's craziness. Okay. But as it goes for the food priorities, sorry, I can speak. They will always choose their favorite food first, I believe. If it's allowed. So, we want wood, stone, clay, furniture, cut stone, metal, pottery, tools. And that should be good for now. Get a couple people to work there. So now we have a court for them. That should bring their law all the way up. We'll turn off all of this shit. Let's bring this to that. Okay. And then turn the rest of this off. This is a priority job. Yeah, sometimes though, if they're starving, they'll just steal the food from the warehouse and eat it anyways. They just gobble it up. If I could see what you're talking about, though, maybe I could help you. If you join the Discord, it's in the link. Someone or myself will help you at some point. I can't obviously right now, but I will later. I will be glad to help. Maybe you could solve your food conundrum together. Alright, so we've got this bad boy here. You're ready to level up. Nice. Good to see. Good to see. And then we get this. So let's put these back up here. Right. We can put that there. Put some more there. I feel like it's just best to go for like the max tier on these two. Oh, shit. It's a lot of money. Okay, there we go. Live and drink. It's true. That's essentially what we're doing right now, is living and drinking. Well, technically they're not drinking yet, but eventually one day, potentially, we will be drinking. Spoilage would be really freaking good. But we need to get all of our services covered here. So we'll go for those two. Need more cut stone for that. How are we doing on that? Much better than we were before. So what I want to do is... It's gonna have to be a different shape, huh? So this is gonna be stone stored. And then we're gonna have a mason over here. Big old mason. And this actually works out perfect. And then what we'll do is we'll have the storage, some mason, so it's not going to produce that much. We'll have that there, and then we'll have our auxiliary benches kind of off to the side. Usually you get lucky with these ones, you don't need a lot. Perfect. Set that to this, and then we'll do the same kind of thing here with just a bigger warehouse kind of going across. And then we'll store cut stone here. I don't care that it's not lined up perfectly, I just don't want it to have that weird offset bit. Technically, you know what I gotta do? I have to edit this. Give myself a little bit of a doorway space. And we also should move the storage. Perfect. So he's ready to level up. I believe this region was producing me 10 opiates. Full opiates. We can go for this now as well. So let's accept that. And then we'll wait a little bit of time here because we're gonna need it. We don't have any money. We're gonna be making good money, and we just got all that extra workforce, so we put that to a lot of different stuff. We still got knowledge coming in. Upgrade these. Ideally, we get more of their servings going to food servings, I mean. So yeah, it's better that we don't send an army. Store this away. See a problem. They're not crafting enough. Need to get that fixed because of the shape that the storage is. Pretty sure that's the storage, right? Yeah. And then this one as well. Don't really know. Okay, it's this right here. Better than nothing. Alright, so get that going. Fix those buildings. Also, I think what we're at right now is kind of a middle ground where we're not making any more babies, I don't think. Yeah, because we're at the cap. So let's set this at 3,400. Nice. So those 84 guys are going to come over here and work on that. Let's set this back down to somewhere here. Alright, so we've got more money. Windstar. Could just do this. For right now, just get money. This region is gonna get set all the way up here, like that. Okay. Or we could just do that. Yeah, we'll take this. You need a well. It's pretty common, McKinley, to have odd jobbers in the negative Yeah. The only way to prevent people from dying in the heat is wells, and the only way to prevent it from the cold is hearths. So it's opposite. Yeah, pools too. Pools do it. I honestly feel like the money I'm getting is really good though, so I should just keep it. That's what it is. Because what I'm trying to do is get this stuff sorted out. Still broke. Broke as hell. Lost all our money. But having these guys produce as much rations as possible is like the goal right now. Speaking of which, let's see what we could do. We'll check more of this into here. Why not? I think what I want to do is actually split the difference. Like that. Wasted a ton of money, but it's okay. We'll get this. Take that away. Now this region's biggest challenge is that I can't upgrade it fully. So let's actually wait. I need to see if with the new amounts of workforce I got, because all of these should be fully upgraded. That's 4. That's a 4. 4 and 4. Wait till we save some money here. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh, yes. Ah, fuck. I was hoping that one itself would fall, but these fucking regions got it. That's like a backwards smack in the face, but they still have a fucking massive army. I can't really fuck with Quan. Which means I still can't go through the region to get these regions from them. Yeah, I figured. That sucks. That pisses me off, actually. So I was hoping that I'd be able to do something there, but it's not gonna happen. Let's take this away, and then take that away. Can we actually get to 2.4, or 2.04, 2.32? Okay, so I have to do it this way. Right. I think I can deal with that. It sucks, but... Let's see how much that changes it. Really not much. I just want to have these guys there so that it offputs the anger that they have. There we go. Man, this is an ass region. Straight ass cheeks. Just put 10 people to work here. This is also that I can just get the leather at a better rate than I'm getting because the region is so bad. Yeah, I physically can't go. If I was to go, I'd have to go through Inverton and Gald just to get to Oslo. Yeah, I feel that, McKinley. I'm right there with you, but usually I've gotten past that point. There are streams in the past where I was like raging about all that stuff, but I finally got past it. Now I find that the worst problem is that the rations need is so high. You can't ever field a real army, and then you have to do weird dumb shit like this where you're like paying an army to stand on a region or getting your army to stand on a region just so you can upgrade it and like hope that it does what it needs to. Literally on level 5 or 6 growth just to hit 2.4 thousand. It's pathetic. But I'm sure pretty soon one of my neighbors will decide that they don't like that I have stuff and they don't, and they're gonna kill me. Usually how they go. For me, at least. Oh, wow. We actually have more crazy people than I expected. Alright, well, we can deal with that. Get another asylum going. Technically do need to have it set like this. Can I do... I think I can do that, yeah. How does that make sense? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? Okay, we do it that way then. Alright, get that going. I don't think they can keep up with how many rations. Oh no, they were. They seem to have been keeping up with it. Oh, I'm dumb. I could have had tools in there as well. And potentially, we take this fella and we turn him into a ration maker. Yeah, because we only have 53 in there anyways. So that's gonna boost us up to 500. Jesus. The challenge though is you always have to deal with how much you're losing in return. In terms of food, I mean. I want to put it closer. Watching them travel that distance. Yeah. We'll do that instead. And then, how about you? You're probably not having to go too far. Oh, well. You're not going anywhere. Makes sense. Right. Much better. And then he's getting his delivery like as far away as possible too, but it's okay. It's getting stored up. Alright, so now please let me do this. Get rid of this army. You need a level 3 stage, you fucking son of a bitch. For that, that's what I get. It's worth it. I take it all back, it was worth it. I'm not gonna get anything for the small bank, really. Like, it's like a fucking $200 difference, I guess, but it's 1,000, so whatever. So then that region is going to be producing us 400 in taxes on leather and fucking 1,000 in meat. Finally! Good meat. Good fucking schmeat. And that's good for that now. We're pretty fucking good. We're cruising on our way to the next population goal. And I think that's a perfect point to wrap it up, as we've gotten to a great level in our city. We're gonna need to build some janitors over here. It looks like I didn't have any in mind when I started it. But thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it. It's always nice to have people joining me and asking questions. Be sure to join my Discord if you want to chat and hang out after the stream. I'm going to be in there for a little while after, so with that being said, I will see you all. Goodbye.